Okay, so the last time we met, we had a few engagements and all. So let's start by considering what we talked about the last time we met. Yeah, so Osman, what did we do the last time we met? What did you take home? Osman, okay, it looks like Osman is not in class. Um, let's hear from Nathaniel. Okay. What was your take home the last time we met? Okay, Nathaniel is also not answering. Let me speak to Da, Crispin Da. What did you
Yes,
take
sir. Yes,
last
sir.
time?
Good morning, sir.
Yes, good morning, Da. How are you?
I'm fine, sir.
Yeah,
Last we started with the inventory management,
okay.
and we made mention of inventory, and we said it refers to the stock of goods and materials that are maintained for many purposes. The most common being to satisfy normal demands patterns.
Okay, that's nice. Let's hear from, I think there was a hand up, Gabriela Poe.
Yes, good morning, sir.
Yeah,
Last time we also talked about the inventory classifications, the types, and you mentioned the pipeline or in transit stock, and also the speculated stock, and then you asked us to read about psychic stock.
so we were 16, now we are 13. Look, those who normally want to do that, when I start asking and they leave, I don't have a problem with letting them write my paper again. Let me take a pen and then start noting down these names. Immediately I start asking, what did you learn? Then they start getting off. 1 minute. I think now I have to put some discipline into some of. There's nothing wrong saying that, say, let me get back to you or something. Let us be matured. Okay. You don't leave and you don't just be there. You won't respond. You're online. You're not joking here, please. All right, Frederica.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, good morning.
Please, we learn about the ABC analysis,
Okay.
which help us to classify inventory based on their importance.
Okay.
Then,
So can you please explain that a little bit?
so let's take my hair business, for example.
Great.
If I'm using the inventory analysis, my hair bundles will be the most important things. Then coming to like the accessories that I sell in addition to the hair bundles. So let's say the creams and the lotions I use. Then the last one will be the comb and brushes, some petty tools I use.
Okay. That means you're segregating them, right? Based on one that indeed brings a lot more value to your business, isn't it?
Yes, please.
Exactly. Yeah, that's great. So let's hear from Dixon Quickgreen.
All right, sir. Good morning, sir.
Yes, good morning.
Please, the last time we met, I learned about the components of inventory and current stock, and then one of them being obsolete cost. And
What
so
is that?
sorry, sir.
Obsolescence cost. Could you please explain what is it?
All right, sir. So obsolete cost in inventory management has to do with this one. Oh.
Jackson.
Hello.
Okay. Get your
Sir.
stuff right. Come back to you. Okay.
All right, sir. Thank you, sir.
Harrison, any more day?
Okay, good morning, sir.
Yes, good morning.
Yes, sir. So I also learned last week we talked about inventory cost, where we said inventory cost has to do with the cost incurred when you are ordering, storing, and then managing inventory. And then we talked about the types of inventory costs, where we said we had ordering costs, we have a carrying costs, and then stock out costs and all that. So that is what I learned, inventory cost.
For example, stock out cost. What is that?
Stock out cost, that has to do with when inventory runs out, the cost that you incur when you run out of inventory. Example, that is when there is low sales. Where there is low sales or loss of customers, there are costs that you incur as a result of your low sales and then loss of customers.
All right, that's fantastic. That's a good one. Yeah, Joseph Afo. Hello, Joseph Afo.
Yes, sir. Good morning, sir.
Yes, good morning.
Yes, sir.
What?
Uh, so last week I remember my network was very bad, so I couldn't join the class. But I asked my colleague, and then they gave me the main topic. That's the inventory management. So I had to go through some things and then see how it goes. So the inventory management, I look at the component of the inventory management, which is we have stock tracking, and then storage, and then storage and organization. We have the inventory control method, and then we have some benefit of inventory management, which is it reduce costs, storage costs, improve cash flow, and then we have it prevent stock shortage.
Okay, that's fine.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
A good one to also pick from your colleagues, even when you were not in class, and that's a mark of good leadership.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, Phaedra. Phaedra Sulemana.
Sir, please, I learned about the reasons to hold inventory.
Okay.
Yes, sir. And one of them is enable firm to achieve economic of scale.
But that one, do you economies of scale, do you understand that? So find it out, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you. Rama 2, I will do.
Yes, sir. Please, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Rama.
Okay, I also learned about the reasons for holding the inventory. And one of the reasons are it balances demand and supply.
Hmm. What does that mean?
Um, for instance, stock kept in advance, like for instance, the stocks that are kept, it helps you to meet high demands during certain periods of time.
Hmm. Okay, so which means that, in seasons like Christmas, Easter, Eid al-Fitr, and all those, celebrations, periods, sometimes the demand for certain items rises, and therefore, you may want to keep a lot more stock than the usual, isn't it?
Yes, please.
Yeah, that's a good one. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, Evans Do.
Hello, sir.
Yes,
Can you hear me?
we can all hear you, please.
Okay. Good morning. Last time we met, I remember we studied about inventory and the reasons for which they are held, sorry. And I learned it enables firms to achieve economics of scale. That is purchasing, transportation, and manufacturing. And I also remember
Economics of
classification.
That's what it was.
I'm sorry, what?
You mentioned economies of scale.
Yes, and I mentioned purchasing, transportation, and manufacturing.
So I'm asking if you were able to find out what economies of scale is.
I'm sorry, no, sir.
Okay, kindly find out and then you let us know in our next
Okay,
engagement.
sir. Okay, sir. I'll do that.
Thank you so much. Richard Siabi.
Yes, sir. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, so in our last meeting, we studied about the components of inventory and current stocks. And also inventory carrying costs, sorry. And we talk about handling cost, which refers to the expenses related in managing and moving of inventory, such as warehouse costs.
So
And
what
also,
goes into
you said,
goes into,
hello, sir. Service, I
what
didn't get you.
goes into warehouse stocks, please?
Warehouse costs, so like the warehousing fees and the labor cost and also equipment cost under
Equipment
warehouse.
cost.
Maybe the equipment needed for carrying the inventory in another warehouse, handling of the inventory. Yeah.
But how do you get the cost? What cost is that?
Maybe
Yeah.
you purchasing a crane for carrying the inventory, or maybe a forklift.
Or renting them out and things like that, right?
Yes, sir.
Great. That's a good one. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Yes, Rebecca Sewonu.
Yes, sir.
Rebecca,
Yes, sir. Good morning.
yes, good morning.
So, please, we spoke about the importance of inventory, and then we said it helps for customer satisfaction, and then regular inventory also helps detect theft and errors. And we also spoke about the inventory classification, where you spoke about the raw materials, the work.
Rebecca,
Yes, sir.
you mentioned that inventory leads to customer satisfaction. How does that?
So, because let's say probably you order for something, the goods are already available. So you mentioned that it's basically to balance supply and demand. That is when it's demanded, it can be available. Sorry.
Can be available when needed, right?
Yes, sir.
And when you do, customer is satisfied because the customer's need has been met, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, very well. Thank you.
Welcome.
Festus here, I see Kingsley. You don't have surnames. Please put your surnames there. All right. Let's hear from Anyo. Anyo?
Hey, is it Noah Foster?
Wilhelmina Anyo.
Hi,
Okay.
sir. Good morning.
Yes, good morning.
Please, how are you doing?
Please, thank you. Yes,
I'm well, sir.
great. Please share your thoughts.
Please, a question again. I just logged in.
Why are you late?
I had to get data.
Could have gotten it yesterday, a day before, or 5 days ago. Don't do that
Please.
again.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so tell us what you learned the last time we met.
Okay, sir. Please, the last time we met, what I learned was the types of inventory, and then
What are the
I learned the so raw materials, work in progress, finished goods, and then maintenance, repair, operation, which is the MRO, according to
Yes.
my studies.
Okay, so when you
Please,
talk
sir.
about, so you mentioned work in progress. What is that?
So work in progress are items that are still being produced but not finished.
Like
So
what?
example could be a dough being prepared but not yet baked.
Fantastic. Yeah,
Yes.
good. That's a
And
good
the
one.
when it comes to the raw materials, they are basic inputs used to produce goods.
Okay.
Yes, please. And then we also studied why inventory is important.
You mentioned spare MRO. What is that?
That is maintenance, repair, and then operations.
What is that, please?
They are the supplies used to support operations. So it could be cleaning materials, tools, equipment, and etc.
That's great.
Yes, please.
Well prepared. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Thank you too. Elizabeth can come. Elizabeth can come. Elizabeth can come. Okay, let's hear from Foster Noah.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, good morning.
It's the last time I learned something about the component of inventory carrier cost. And we talk about the storage cost, holding cost, insurance cost, taxes, and interest cost.
Do you think insurance cost is important?
Yes, sir.
Why?
Because it helps us to manage the inventory so that it will prevent it from unnecessary costs.
It will prevent it from what?
Unnecessary costs.
Unnecessary
Cost.
Unnecessary cost. How?
Yes.
You create unnecessary cost.
Uh, so that the inventory will not run losses.
The inventory will not run losses.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Dexter and Kofi Quigreen.
Right. Thank you, sir, once again. Okay, so say I was talking about inventory cost, obsolete cost as one of the components of inventory carrying cost. So what that means is that that cost has to do with when a product or a raw material is outdated or obsolete or expired and no longer useful for any other production in the warehouse. So what that means is that when that happens, it's bring a cost on the company, whereas the company will lose some incomes because those raw materials being kept in the warehouse are no longer going to yield any profits or no longer going to be useful for any production. So obsolete cost is important because you can reduce this obsolete cost by doing a proper demand forecasting so that certain or practicing the FIFO first in, first out policy so that company will not incur such costs as part of inventory management or component.
Okay, you mentioned demand forecasting. Please, what is that?
Okay, so when what is mean is that you would have to do a forecast about the trend in market so that in the cost of purchasing raw material to suit production for the consumption of customers, you will not purchase items or you will not go by things that are not necessarily needed at that specific time point where customers are showing much interest in. So this demand will help you purchase items that are suitable and in high demand in particular time.
Okay, that's a good one.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. All right. Thank Jamra.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Last week, I also learned about inventory management, reasons for inventory, and roles of inventory. You gave us assignment to look out for cyclic stock. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So what's a psychic stock?
Simply refers to the inventory that are kept by a manager in anticipating of future demand of an item. Yeah.
So so use a typical example to explain.
So, example, let's say in the seasonal Christmas festivity is getting closer, a manager is anticipating that there's a stock that may be in high demand, and so make provision to get those items before the D-Day so that it wouldn't lead to shortage of the stock.
Are you sure? Because I'm not sure that could be. So you start it again because that's
all right. So we are looking at when you foresee that there may be shortage of stock, inventory. So you make provision to get those items before the demand increases.
that is just stocking or stocking to meet normal demand. Or you can even talk about buffer, having a buffer stock. Such that, when the demand indeed fluctuates, you can be able to deal with it. But psychic stock could be different. Who else found cyclic stock so that, we bring clarity to this? Are you saying none of you found cyclic stock when I asked you to go and find out?
Jose,
Yes.
I think psychic stock is the inventory kept for not, it's different from buffer stock. It's like, let me give you an example. Let's say I have a boutique or a big, let's say, Melco. So sometimes it's not advisable to keep the shelves empty like that. So those stocks, those psychic stock come in just for the customers to know that, oh, they have stock in the shop. It's not mainly for the customers to buy, but just to attract people to buy. And sometimes when you are walking around there, you can pick some without even planning of it. So that's what I understand by the psychic. So it's there to psych the customer's mind.
Yeah, I think more like that. I don't know if my guy is getting it now.
Yes, sir.
Are you getting it?
Yeah. So it's more of about psychological strategy, trying to get the customer to believe that there's something, there's the operation ongoing.
Yeah, more like that. I think let's hear from Rebecca too. Yes, Rebecca.
So, please, in simple things, we can say it's a marketing strategy. Sorry, it's a marketing strategy because it's used to stimulate
Purchase.
customer demand. Yes, please. Yeah, like kind of brand reputation or a strategy.
A typical example. Oh, sorry. Drink water and come back. We want you to give us an example. All right. So last week, I think I mentioned that we're going to do something, right? I mentioned that we're going to study a particular topic. Yes, Christy, what's the matter? Is it Crispin?
The example of the cycle stock.
Okay, go ahead.
So they are saying if a phone store normally sells 500 phones per month, their cycle stock is 500. So if they order 1,000 at a time, the cycle stock on hand is 500.
Are you talking about psychic or cycle?
Cycle.
So what are you saying? We were talking about psychic.
Psychic. Okay.
Get a difference, please.
Yes, I must.
Okay. Gabriel, have the final word and then we'll move on.
Yes, I also asked a question on the ABC and then the fast movers. So considering that let's say the ABC focuses on value, while the fast movers moving is classified as the demand rate. So in this case, which approach should you prioritize in practicing or in practical inventory management, especially when both are giving conflicting priority?
If they are giving, which one indeed adds a lot more value to your business? You have to figure that out. It's not up to anybody. Okay, that which indeed gives you value such that you are able to satisfy your customers adequately. That is what the one you choose.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yeah, most welcome. It is better sometimes to extend, value that the customer, a particular customer sees more as, more or less gargantuan, okay, than just supplying goods, okay. Sometimes one person, a particular salesperson, how the person articulates about a product, how the person will serve, how the person is timeous, can be more valuable than just getting the product to the person, just transporting the product to the person. So another person who may not have that, wherewithal, who may not be articulate like that, may not really give the value that the customer may require. And different customers would require different kind of treatment. Some may just want the product and that's it, more transactional. But some may want to see the strategic point, the strategic aspect. Okay. For example, I have a few places I go to probably relax. I'll go there because of the kind of service that I get from that particular place. Meanwhile, there are places around me. Let's say, for example, I'm on campus, places around the campus, but I would drive all the way to maybe 15, 20 minutes to a different place. Why? Because of the value that it's not as if I can't get whatever it is around me, but because of the value that I get, because of the service that I get from that particular entity. Are you getting my point?
Yes, sir.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
What's the problem?
Sir, please, a quick one. I want to contribute a little bit towards the economic of scale and then the side check stock for the benefit of my colleague.
Anyway, I heard side check. So go ahead.
It sounds quite, the pronunciation sounds quite, anyway. So sir, kindly spare me. All right. So I want.
Festus.
Sir.
Oh, you are thinking about when we are talking about inventory.
Oh, no. So not as in side check, but the pronunciation. Sir, please help me. Psychic. Okay. Okay. So the economic of scale, sir. Thank you for the opportunity. So in simple terms, it is
economic of scale. Economies.
Sorry, economics of scale. Sorry, economies of scale. Sorry. In simple terms, it refers to the cost advantage a business gets when it increases production. So, in a simple term, if a company buys in bulk quantities, you realize that the price per unit reduces as compared to when a company buys in little quantities. So that is the economies of scale.
Explain with an example.
Sir, please come again.
Kindly explain with a typical example.
Okay, for example, if the production, let's say if I'm a business who is involved in probably importation of mobile phones or retail of mobile phones, if I'm able to import 500 pieces, or let me say if I'm able to import 10,000 pieces, you realize that the shipment cost will be shared across the 10,000 pieces of mobile phone, making it cheaper at my end as compared to importing only 500 pieces of mobile phone per each consignment or at any time that I order.
So what would instigate the reduction in price?
So it is the quantity in purchase.
What has that got to do with a reduction in price?
So the cost will be shared. The overhead cost will be shared among all the 10,000 pieces. So let's assume that if I'm shipping 10,000 pieces, probably the freight cost, let's say if it is 100 Ghana cedis, it will be shared across the 10,000 pieces. Let's assume that when I come and I'm clearing, the same cost will be shared over the 10,000. Even when I'm done clearing and I'm bringing it to the shop, if it is 500, it is the same cost that I will incur on the 500, and it's the same cost that I will incur on the 10,000 when I am bringing it. So usually it is advisable to purchase in larger quantities for production or distribution purposes.
That's great. That's a very important intervention and a very significant explanation. Thank you very much, Festus.
Thank you,
All
sir.
right. So, Hassan, I thought I said this was the last, or you have something to add? Yeah, Jonathan.
Yes, sir. I just wanted to add something to what Festus was saying.
All right.
Hello.
Yes, please go ahead.
Yes, sir. Okay, sir. The ordering cost always is integrated into the prices of commodities on the market. So because of that, when you buy much, let's say, instead of, let's say, paying twice of the shipping fee for division of the let's say of the cargo. Let's say when you do it just in one freight, then it means that all the costs, or let's say the single shipping cost would what enter into the cargo, which will not be too much as compared to dividing the shipment into what into various. Let's say if you decide to buy, or let's say ship 3 times, let's say even in a month. This means that in every shipment, there will be what cost incurred, and then that cost will definitely increase the prices of the commodity, since the ordering cost always enters the prices of the commodities on the market. And then number two is that on the in purchasing, there is mostly discount on higher bulk purchases. So which means that with the discount on the what do you call it, on the shipment, definitely it will still reduce the prices as compared to buying in less less amounts. Thank you, sir.
Yes, I think that's also a very good one. I mean, trying to really come up with the various aspects that can influence, that skill. Yeah, I think that's also a good one. Right. Yeah, so last week I said I was going to treat a particular topic. What was it?
Warehouse and storage.
Okay, warehouse and storage. And I was particularly intrigued that one of you sent me something with regards to that, whether it was indeed useful. And I mean, I was very excited to see that, a student has sent me something with regards to what we're going to indeed do with regards to, the various things that we were anticipating to do. And I thought that was really a good one. So I would really want to use that as part of our lecture for today. Let me see if I can bring that up. Contains quite a bit, and that's fantastic. Yeah, so this is what the student shared, and that is very commendable. Okay, so warehouse and storage, right? And so, well, I would indeed infuse a few things in there, but it's very comprehensive. So warehouse and storage are essential components of logistics and supply chain. Ensure that goods are available when needed, stored safely, properly managed. And then they help bridge the gap between production and consumption. So let's stay here. I mean, there are several more reasons why warehouses and storage areas are actually created. Apart from making sure that the goods are available when needed, what are some of the other influences? Beyond this, availability of goods when needed, storage safely, proper management, and then bridging the gap between production and consumption. What else? Yes, what else? No, but okay, listen.
All right. So I think it ensure quality production.
It ensures quality production. How? Why?
Okay. So when there's availability of raw materials, production are not in haste to just, for example, when they short raw material, they wouldn't be in haste to just purchase any ordinary raw material on the market just because there's no availability of these raw materials in stock. So these availability of raw material in stock help in this way because whoever went to purchase carefully observe and observe all the required qualities before purchasing these items. So it being available will always ensure quality production at the end of every production.
So if I want to also help out, I'll say that, sometimes you have to procure, probably have some buffer or even meeting normal demands. In your quest to meet normal demand, definitely you have some stock and you go through some procurement processes in order to, acquire the best quality of stock that you may want. And having a place, an appropriate place to keep them safely, you are guaranteeing what effective production, because then the product are stored in properly and they are properly managed as quality, and so the fruit of your labor becomes much more acceptable to the customer. Okay. All right, Harrison.
Yes, sir. So I also think with the warehousing, it helps maintain optimal stock levels or inventory levels to ensure there is no understocking or overstocking yet. So one of the objectives of warehousing.
Fantastic. So you see, beyond just proper management and well, it's part of proper management, but at least it's some that once you're able to have some quantities in there, you're ensuring that you are not overstocking, you're not understocking, and therefore you are properly managing the stock. Indeed, that is the lever that we're talking about, so that there's some kind of a balance. All right. Okay. Great. But that's housing. Okay. Okay. Let me finish with you. Foster.
So please,
Foster, go ahead.
this Festus.
No, I've seen for.
Okay, sir. It helps for faster fulfillment.
It helps what, please?
For faster fulfillment.
Foster.
For faster fulfillment.
What does that mean?
Okay, it enables a quick restocking, and also it prevents stock out and boosts satisfaction through a reliable emergency response.
Okay, even when you read something, you have to try and explain it in your own words. Okay, when we are asking that, okay, does it mean you explain it in your own words? That helps you to really, assimilate whatever it is that you are studying. Okay.
Okay, sir.
All right, and that it helps you to fulfill what the customer is demanding. So, more or less improving the fill rate. Okay, fulfilling what the customer is actually asking for as quickly as possible, and that enhances customer satisfaction. All right, Frederica.
So I want to talk about what Harrison said, the overstocking and understocking, because we had a group discussion where I raised that point, but my people said that one falls under inventory. So please, does it fall under inventory or is a solid point? And if yes, kindly explain a bit more.
No, there are, more or less overlaps. These things you don't fight over. Where whatever for. There are linkages. Warehousing links with even packaging. Warehousing will link with, they're like we discussed. Warehousing will link with transport. Warehousing will link with inventory. Where do you keep the inventory? So if you are overstocking and understocking, don't you think you can talk about it in under warehouse management or warehousing management and then talk about it in management? Don't you think so? There's no qualms about that. They're interlinked.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Let's say, for example, what's the relationship? I'm asking you, Frederica, what is the relationship between the warehouse and transport management, for example? Do you think there's any relationship? And does that
Yes.
matter?
Yes, please, it does.
So give an example, for example.
Before goods will get to the warehouse, transport has to be included because it has to be moved from the supplier to the warehouse. So they have a linkage.
Is that all?
No, please. Then you consider the type of transport to use as well.
That's what I want to do. That's where I want you to. So the type of transport, the timing, the type of product
Yes, please.
that like we talked about, right?
Yes.
So there's a linkage. You get it?
Yes.
That's what I established. Because even with so again, what's the relationship between warehousing and inventory?
So I made a point that in warehouse there's inventory because you'll be taking stock to know what to get more and what not to get more. But they were still saying that inventory is on its own and warehousing is on its own.
So it can be on their own. In certain situations, they are interlinked because you store the inventory in the warehouse.
Yes, please.
Variables that you need to, consider before you store in the warehouse. You understand? So you cannot, sever the two. They are interlinked. They are more or less overlapping. Okay.
Thank you so much.
So the warehouse helps bridge the gap between production and consumption. How about inventory management? Does inventory management not do same?
Yes, please.
You will ensure that this gap between production and consumption is actually enhanced, isn't it?
So
This is to the class. Is that not same?
Yes, but say
Exactly.
the question was, I think we were discussing about the functions of warehouse, and then she made mention of the it prevents overstocking and understocking. And we're like, that one it's like you've come too down. We have more function of the warehouse, but what you are talking about is more of the inventory management side. That was the whole thing.
I get that point.
Uh-huh.
Yes, it's fine. Okay. All right. So let's move on. At least we've gotten some of the importance of warehousing. But again, you have to mention about the conditions under which you are storing whatever. Even though you are talking about safety, you have to also talk about the specific conditions in order to be able to keep or establish the wholesomeness of a particular product. Okay. But if you're talking about some drugs and all, medicines and all, there are specific conditions under which they have to be kept. So it's not just about safety, but it's also about ensuring that the sanctity of that product is kept. Okay, it's kept until it is used. Okay, so the safety bit is different, but how it is indeed being used, keeping the sanctity, keeping the value, keeping the authenticity of the product is also very, very important, so that the product can indeed carry out its function as it should be within a period. Because you are storing for a period, isn't it? Beyond the period, it should still work. And that's the warehouse should ensure that happens. Again, apart from safety, you can talk about security. Okay, the warehouse is supposed to secure the product that you have brought in to avoid what? Pilferage, to avoid obsolescence, to avoid, and all those things. So it's supposed to be well secured and well handled. The warehouse is supposed to also have accoutrements that are supposed to handle the goods as they should be, in order to avoid, breakage, pilferage, obsolescence, falls, and etc. Okay, that comes in. That also talks about safety. But again, it should be an area that is safe to work. So apart from storing the product safely, the environment will also have to. The warehouse should be able to provide a safe place for people to actually carry out their mandate. Is that important? You are saying that the warehouse should be a place where chaos is a place where it should be safety is not given that much attention. Okay, I hear. If that's what you, a class, you are saying. Okay.
Say
Is that what
it's
you
important.
No, sir.
No,
It's very important.
sir. It's important.
say it's important? Why? How? Tell me. Sulemana Mumuni, talk.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So safety is very paramount in warehousing and storage. One, like you mentioned earlier, it helps from pilfering, stealing, and spoilage of items. So in an event that your warehouse is in a place that is not safe, or there's let's an example is the skirmishing in our other part of the world, Iran, US conflict. So you have a warehouse that you store your crude or other products, which is being hit by a missile or any other thing. So you incur losses or a total loss of your asset in that instance. So safety is very paramount in every organization, warehousing and asset storage. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Thank you. That's a good one, Mumuni. Thank you so much. Yes. Any other contribution? I think I heard people talking. Many people.
Yes, Gabriel. So the warehouse safety is very important to all the materials, the products, but sometimes it depends on the kind of product you are storing. For example, let me use explosives as an example. With explosive, you cannot just store explosive in any other warehouse. It needs a requirement from the Mineral Commission. It's in the LI Act, the regulation. So you need a specific requirements before you can put up explosive magazine. Because of the nature of the product, it can explode at any time. And how you handle it inside the equipment that you use, it's not all the equipment that are allowed to be used inside our warehouse. And even some of the PPEs, the personal protective equipment that you wear to go and then work with it, they factor all that in. So safety is very important when it comes to the particular products that you are storing in the warehouse. Thank
Very well. Yes, thank you. That's a very good one as well. Yes, Festus, you want to share your thoughts?
Yeah, yes, sir. Thank you for the opportunity. Sir, when it comes to when it comes to warehouse safety, I'm I'm looking at it from two different dimensions. The
Great.
safety of the items or of the stock, the quality control, measures which are supposed to be available to ensure that at any point in time the product is safe for distribution or for maybe onward distribution. So it is very important. And then the other side has to do with the safety of the workers, the safety of the workers. Now, if warehouse is being situated in an area where um, maybe it is even difficult for workers to get probably transport or housing, and then even have the control or the ability to go to work at any given point in time, it makes the place where the warehouse is situated irrelevant. So me, I'm looking at the workers, the safety of the workers, and then the safety of the product. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, so that's also a very important dimension that you have brought. Yeah, so safety for workers, safety for the product, and that was what I mentioned. That you store it safely, but creation of that worker experience, which is much more safer, is also a very important point. Yeah. Let's let Harrison and Sherry. Can we move to the next point so that you can make your point?
Okay, sir. Yes, I just the point that Crispin raised was what I was also going to say. So that's it. Safety for the goods, I mean the stock and then the workers. So that is okay.
Okay. Sherry, did you also want to say same or?
Yes, I just want to say, is it the safety of the warehouse or safety of the goods? If it is safety of the warehouse, that means you don't just get up and go and build warehouse at any place. Example, you have to see or do a background check if the place is safe or the place is not a waterlogged area. You can build your warehouse and put stock inside. Before you know, heavy water fall and then everything spoil. That's my point.
Sherry also brought in another dimension. So the safety of the warehouse itself. And that's also very good. Okay, the safety of the warehouse, the safety of the goods in there, and the safety of the people manning the place. Okay, and that's a good one. I'm sure that the safety of the equipment and all would come under the safety of the warehouse. Okay. All right. Thank you so much for your contributions. Very laudable contributions. Okay, let's see what's here. So a physical space used for storing goods before they are distributed, sold, or used is what a warehouse is. And typically, you have quite a bit of space to do your assortment and all, so that indeed you can have, you can have each particular consignment well organized, because it will be equipped with some handling facilities like a few cranes here and there. You can also have some, how do you even call this? The forklifts and other materials that can help to lift and arrange all these goods, so that you can have an efficient movement of the various equipment within the warehouse. So, I mean, these key features are also very, very important. Are there any other key features that you think about? I'll say about the stacking, how they are stuck in there. There are various ways of stacking some of these products, and that is very, very important. Then, if you're not careful, it can easily fall over and all. Stacking bit is also a very key feature. Again, the conditions, like the temperature condition, can be also very important. It can be a very important, significant feature, because some of the goods would have different temperatures which require different attention to be paid to them. So it's very, very important. How the design is very, very important. And so the purpose for the warehouse has to be established, so that you can design that you want it to be used for. Yes, any contributions here? Yeah, Anthony.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, a very good morning.
Sir, please, I was suggesting whether with this warehouse there should be demarcation of maybe where humans should pass and where the forklifts should pass.
Well, I think that in some warehouses you can have that because there can be areas where you see some lines. Sometimes you see some particular lines indicating or colors indicating that okay, this area, this is where a forklift passes. So you should be worried about that. I mean, all these trainings will have to be given to those operating within warehouse so that they are well aware of their safety and all that. It's very, very important.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and that is a very important point you have raised, because else there can be clashes and all that. The speed limit and all those things have to be well established. Okay, there are some people when they are sitting behind a forklift, they just play a lot. Okay, and you need to be serious because the machine, mistake you can hit both people and then also trucks and things like that. So it's very important that's looked at. I think
Yes,
even
sir.
with
Thank you,
this,
sir.
you see this kind of warehouse, you see that they were arranged on the line. If you look at some, you see that and that's very important. Yes, Harrison.
Yes, sir. So I also think as one of the features of the warehousing, access to the warehousing should be restricted to those who work there to ensure safety. Yes, so if you are not part of those who work in the warehouse, you are not supposed to enter the warehouse. So that is one thing I also think may be a feature of warehousing.
Yes, I think that the security measures
Okay.
for entry and exit is very important. In some warehouses, everyone is given some kind of a key or some kind of a card. So you get there, you swap your card, and then you can enter. Instances, you can just have to put your thumb on a machine, and you're able to scan your thumb, and you're able to have access. It's very, very important. It influences reduction in pilferage and all those things. And those who are not well or appropriately dressed may not be able to enter and all that. So this control is very, very important. Yes. So storage, you're talking about keeping goods safely until they are required for use. Yes, I think, that's Hassan, was your hand up or something?
Yes, sir. I wanted to talk
Yes,
about the key
please.
features. I wanted to talk about the key features as let's say the use of cameras or modern IT tools in the management of the warehouses could be a key feature.
Yes, that's very important. Within and without, okay, inside and outside. I mean, these are very, more or less SOP. Okay, around the warehouse, you should definitely have these cameras and all properly managed so that they can indeed not only to catch thieves, also to look at what's happening. There may be some misarrangements, there may be a particular item falling and all those things. So it is not only to, catch thieves, it's also to prevent thieveries, prevent items from falling, because then you may see it on the camera and all those things before, it, has some dilapidating effect on people. Yes, Crispin.
So, can we take into consideration a reverse logistics area in the warehouse?
That can also, yes, it's a very important point you have raised. Yes, that can be a key feature of a warehouse. Yes, because definitely when goods are returned, there should be a place in the warehouse to keep them, and that should be a feature because you should expect that some people or some customers would find fault with some of the products. And you yourself should anticipate that, there can be faulty products. Okay. And you should anticipate that. So you should have a space that you can indeed have the goods that are supposed to be returned. And how the goods are returned and how you process this is also very, very important as part of the warehouse management. Okay, because then are you going to recycle them? Are you going to repair and send back? Are you going to reuse them for the organization's own consumption and things like that? So all these are factors that you have to consider. Thank you very much, Crispin. Very important. Yes, okay. So the key difference between warehouse and storage is indeed about the place, sometimes about the size, okay, and what happens there. And even sometimes the type of equipment that you use. So many a time storage is smaller than the warehouse. Warehouse is quite bigger and sophisticated equipment are used there and all that, unlike the storage areas where you don't really have, and even with regards to the quantity of products in there and all that can also be key differences. Importance of warehousing. I think we've gone beyond this. Or should we continue with this or we leave this aspect? Okay, let's talk about it. So there are various rules ensures that there's continuous flow of goods, support bulk purchasing. So more or less enhancing economies of scale, because if you have quite a huge area, you may want to have more. Okay, so that you can indeed beat price and all that. That there's price stabilization. So for a period, you can have some various prices stabilized because then you have the stock and you are managing it adequately. Okay, and it also ensures that you are able to hold particular quantities at a time. Protect the goods, yes. Test damage, weather, improves customer service, and ensures that when customers need their products, they are able to have it at a particular time frame. And also, okay, and also ensures that because may have trained your warehouse operators very well, they're able to be quicker in ensuring that goods are released quickly and yeah. So there are various types of warehouses: private, public, bonded, cold storage, etc., etc. Okay, and you can even have yes. Who Festus, is that you?
Yes, boss.
Yes, you have a question.
Yes, please. I want to ask if this can be added to the importance of warehousing, that it reduce. Please, I
Please
want
go
to.
ahead.
Yes, I want to say that warehousing can reduce importation and transport costs in a form where probably.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Thank you, sir.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. So in a situation where a company doesn't have a storage or a warehousing space, and then they have to be purchasing in bits, you can look at the cost that probably will spring out of those little purchases. But with the aid of warehousing and storage spaces, you buy in bulk and you spread the cost among the bulk purchasing, and then therefore reducing your transport, and then probably even your operational cost. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, so it's tied in with the economy of scale. That's what I've indeed been talking about. So you can see that the warehouses also encourage scale, therefore, implications on cost, right, of managing inventory and then the warehouse. So that's also a good one. Okay, so these are types. Talk about by a company, it can be owned by an individual. Okay, definitely it's used for storing of goods, but with some of these private ones, it's important to ensure that warehouse know what the warehouse is meant for. That is very, very important, because somebody spoke about explosives. If you take a lay person to be manning a warehouse, well, it's which is meant for explosives. If the person indeed uses it to store TVs and fridges, you can imagine. So, or electrical parts or things like that. So you can imagine. So it's important who are manning it understand exactly what it's all about. For public warehousing, you may rent it for a while. It is because because it's not private, sometimes you can get a very good bargain as far as this usage is concerned. We also have bonded warehouses. Okay, here, imported goods are stored before customs comes in, that various duties on them are paid. And I'll say that it is not only that, sometimes when the particular stock has a problem, they will want to put it in a warehouse, a bonded warehouse, to also ascertain whether indeed it is, wholesomeness is fine and all that. So there are various reasons why bonded warehouses are higher. It goes beyond just holding for duties to be paid and all that. Okay, yeah. Again, you can talk about cold storage warehouses. And here, these ones typically, sometimes they call it the chiller. For you want to store them there. So
Sorry, sir.
typically you can talk if
Sir, hello, sir.
Yeah.
Please, your line goes and then comes, or it's not stable at all. Please.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you for that. Okay, so I'm saying that with regards to the cold storage warehouses, so if you take a company like Fanmok in Ghana, if you talk about storage or talk about their warehousing, it's definitely one of the biggest would be what? The fact that they will have yes, one of the things that you realize that they will have is a bigger or has very low temperature conditions. And that is indeed very significant. Okay. So these are the three or four different types. There can be other types depending on what it is used. Okay. One can be particular warehouses used for storing particular.
Hello, sir.
Sir, the line keeps breaking.
Even you, when you were talking, assembly, as else,
Yes, sir.
Okay, the line keeps breaking. Right. Let's see.
Hello, sir.
So they are found. Yes.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Hello. Yes, sir. Please. So I have a question on the bonded warehouse.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. So I see a lot of bonded warehouses in town, especially on the Spintex Road. But you normally see customs bonded warehouse. So the question is, these bonded warehouses, are they strictly for, or are they owned by this customs authority, or businesses can own bonded warehouses for purposes of duty payments and all that? So that is my question. Are they strictly owned by government or the customs? Thank you.
Thank you. So just as we are learning, there's private warehouse, there's public warehouse, there's private bonded warehouse, there will be private public bonded warehouses. So with the public bonded warehouses, that's what the customs bonded warehouse. Once you see customs and their symbols on it, it should tell you that it's a public bonded warehouse. Okay. Or those ones which you just see bonded warehouse, it means that it indeed belongs to private. And they
Yeah.
put it like a bonded warehouse.
Okay. Yes, sir. So to further ask, I think when goods are imported and are at the port, the various ports, I think the first instance is duty payment, processing of duty payment. So does it mean that any business at all can import 8 goods, move them to 8 private bonded warehouse before duties are processed later? And I don't think the businesses can move these goods without the permission of these custom people. So that is why I wanted to ask if private individuals can transfer their goods from the port before the duty payment to their private bonded warehouse.
But I mean, who does that? How do you move goods that you have not indeed paid any duties on out of the port? It doesn't happen. You need to fulfill that
Yes, but we just
can.
yes, but we just learned that there is private bonded warehouse. So meaning these private individuals, private businesses, move their stocks or their goods to
Told you
that
that.
bonded.
Told you. Nobody is saying that, please. There can be warehouse, bonded warehouse. There can be public bonded warehouses. Now,
Okay.
in some of there can be private. How about if the whole the custom warehouses are all full? What happens?
Okay.
Sometimes
Okay.
the private bonded warehouses for people. Okay, so I mean, so there you realize that those who may want to use it, they pay for that service. Out of the port, take it somewhere warehouse, and then later on you come to the port to come and pay. I mean, what kind of
But we are
analogy is
told
that?
we are told bonded warehouses they keep goods or they keep goods that their duties are yet to be paid on. That is where my question I'm coming from. We are told that bonded warehouses.
I'm not sure that was what I said. I didn't say the warehouses are only for storing goods that are supposed to be now supposed to wait and then pay their duties. That was not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that there are different purposes for having a bonded warehouse. One of them is
Okay.
that when you import, they can keep it
Okay.
there, make some inspections, inspect it and all that before you even pay. That can happen. Some of the goods
Okay.
you put it in any bonded warehouse, you just clear it and then inspect it even in your containers, and you take them away. So get a context. Don't tell me what I've not said, please.
Okay, sir. It was just a question, clarification, sir.
Get the context. That is not what I'm saying. That when you move,
Okay.
just move it into your private bonded warehouse, and then anytime you want, they can come and check it, and then more or less you effect payment for. Who does that?
The duty.
It gets out of the port, it has to go through the proper processes. You have to pay the requisite
Duties.
fees before it gets out of the port. That's what I'm saying. But I'm saying that there are different purposes for having the bonded warehouses. It's
The
not just
warehouses. Okay.
just put your goods there to be. No, sometimes they want to even quarantine the goods for some time.
Okay.
It's indeed fit for the country it is going to and all that. So there are,
Okay.
and different agencies come and check the particular type of good, whether what
Okay.
is indeed a standard or not. It
The
means they
the FDA and then the rest.
have FDA, you have even sometimes you have some agencies there which work for the European Union and all those things. They all
Okay. 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 Okay.
all right. So.
Thank you.
Yes, Gabriel, do you have something to say?
Me, I wanted to add to what Harrison was saying. So I'll use my company as an example.
Okay, use it.
So even though the private warehouse, you still don't have full control over it. We have one though, but the keys are with the customs. So what we do is we import ammonium nitrates. So we have other operations in the West Africa, especially Ivory Coast. So Ivory Coast stock, they pass through Ghana. We keep them in Ghana. So we have one bonded warehouse in Takoradi. So when it comes to for a Takoradi port, they move it to the bonded warehouse and the custom people will lock it and take the keys. So anytime you are ready to move some of the product to Ivory Coast, they will come before you can touch it. So though you may have the private warehouse, but when you have the goods inside, you don't have control over it. They still do.
Yeah, and even in
Okay.
in some instances, um, I mean, you could even have the keys, but before you enter, you have to get them to ascertain a few things before you can even
Yeah.
your own warehouse and things like that. But you tag the goods, and it depends. It also depends on the type of goods. Some are under very
Yeah.
strict regulations. Others are under quite some kind of flexible regulation. In this case, the reason why they are keeping the key is because of the type of product that is in there. You're talking about explosives and all that. So, it requires some strict, regulations. All right.
Okay.
Yeah. Suleiman now.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. I just wanted to make some top up to what my colleagues made earlier. But just a quick one. There's some news item about some dead fish around the Tema Fishing Harbor area. So just to advise colleagues that if you're around that area, buying fish outside, not a cold store that is being known for best practice, we should just take note of that. Okay, with all this type of bonded warehouses, they are being cited for an intended purpose. Product like ammunition and other explosive, the construction and the area in which it's being set up should be somewhere far away from a living community. A warehouse that deals with chemicals which are not good for human respiration should also be what segregated from communities, and the construction should be well made that they include certain basic washrooms, first aid facilities, and then fire reps there. So, like, also there should be strict regulation of whatever the warehouse are being cited for. A warehouse might be cited for keeping goods, but you go there, you go and meet a different type of items which are being stored there, thereby not making the final product fit for purpose for the consuming public. Thank you, sir.
All right, so very well noted. Now let's look at some of the warehouses functions: storage, consolidation, breakpoint, break bulk, sorting, packaging, and all that. I mean, the warehouse is indeed a place where even the assortments, okay, there can be some kind of assortments happening there and all that. Even though the main function is to, store, there are other ways of looking at how warehouses operate. In some instances, especially those who have to, put goods together to either export or import, you need to do what we call consolidation, putting goods of different suppliers together. But one consideration here has to be that it has to be goods of liked items. Okay, you cannot be mixing explosives with water. Okay, and that kind of a thing. So consolidation is done in that wise, and it's very important. Even soap with water is something else. You can't put that together. Why? What will happen?
It will spoil. Like, yeah, it will melt.
Melt.
An
Oh,
example of the explosive too, we have the initiation and then we have the high. We don't keep them together. We only keep them when you're about to use them, because keeping the initiation will ignite the explosive and it will explode. So you don't keep them together. That's one example.
yeah. So another is that you ensure that I'm saying that with even water and bar soaps, you realize that at a point the water will be smelling like they will have either the taste or will smell like the soup, and that will not be palatable. So all that is very important. Again, sometimes you need to have what we call the break bulk. Huge items comes in and you have to break it and then probably share amongst some customers and all, or put them into smaller consignments that are shared and reshaped and things like that. All that is indeed done in the warehouse. And also you should also recognize that the warehouse can also be a place where you have some more or less management using computers and systems and all that, because you need to have ICT to facilitate, whether it's consolidating, breaking, or whatever. You need ICT to do that, and you can have a hub in there actually managing that, so that there can be efficiency and in the operations of the warehouse. Again, you can have sorting done and repackaging done, okay, or packaging. Okay, there can be packaging done and repackaging also done in the warehouses. Okay. So for example, if you have a warehouse of, let's say, Malcolm, you realize that Malcolm has various branches. So they may have one huge warehouse somewhere where various sortings are done, because each shop would require different products per time. And so they have to sort that out and then repackage it, and then now put them into these containers to be taken to various stores. So you can, Accra may have one, Kumasi may have one, Tamale may have one huge warehouse where these sortings are made and repackages are made, so that what orders the various branches place, they are supplied as they have to be. Okay. Risk bearing, protecting goods from loss or damage, and all that is indeed very important. Any questions so far? So what happens within the warehouse? There's reception, you receive the goods. Okay, you inspect the goods, record, you put away. The putting away is just about putting them into the right places within the warehouse, which has been earmarked. So we have what we call the warehouse layout. Okay, so the warehouse is laid out in such a way that it can facilitate all these activities. Picking and packing, where does picking and packing happen? How is it done? Which equipment are used to pick and pack? How is it packed? And all these workers within that enclave are trained. Okay, and then the dispatch, there has to be the warehouse has to be laid out such that where you dispatch is clearly demarcated, so that once the goods are wrapped and all that, they are sent over there for onward movement. And here, you realize that they check every product that is coming out to make sure that they contain the right quantities and all before they are moved from the warehouse to the various destinations. Yes, Hassan.
Yes, sir. Sir, you said the putting away, and I want to know whether it's same as slotting.
Is same as what?
Slotting. Yes, sir.
What is slotting?
Yeah, from what I researched early. I had researched earlier. Slotting is about keeping certain goods in specific areas for easy identification and then movements.
Yes, well, most definitely. That's how the warehouse operates. Okay. Why do you keep goods that are not fast moving in front or at the more or less earlier areas or areas that are closer to exits? It is those which are fast moving that you keep closer, and then those which are not fast moving, we keep them in the inner. So it's all about how the place is laid out. Okay. It's all about how the place, and so what you're talking about is part of how you manage the warehouse. It's very important so that it can improve efficiency and delivery, and that would indeed enhance customer service and even avoid some breakage and things like that. Okay, security wise, it's also something that is very important, because if
Yes, sir.
you have it at the fast moving products, you have them way within, bringing them closer, the risk involved and all that would not be helpful. Okay, so it's part of how you manage the warehouse. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Storage systems, I spoke about the stacking. Okay, you also have the racking. And sometimes when robots are used, it makes it all interesting. Okay, so you can have the block stacking, go stack directly on the floor, and which is not indeed good. You can't really keep the goods directly on the floor like that. It doesn't make any, it doesn't mean, it means that you're mismanaging the warehouse. Okay. Typically, you keep it on something. Okay, it can be a pallet, it can be something. I mean, just avoiding the floor bit is okay. But some machines may not require any material on the floor before they can be placed there. Maybe they may have their own knobs at their end, where if you should indeed place them on the floor, it will not affect the machine, and that is understandable. Sometimes they are put on shelves for easy access. That's more like racking. Okay, there are several of them that you can indeed look out for. Okay, and with pallets, some are plastic, some are wooden, and things like that. Okay, Warehouse layout and design. Okay, so I've mentioned this, how you lay out is very important so that you can maximize the space utilization. You can ensure smooth movement. You can reduce handling time. There's something called waste in movement, okay, and waste in waiting and waste in movement. Sometimes the distance between when to use a particular equipment and where you will be is important, okay, so that you can have easy access to the equipment, use it, and then take it back. It's a very simple way of managing time. It's very important. Okay, we also have one which is did you ensure that everyone is safe. I mean, safety is key. Put on your safety GS and all, and make sure that all is well. Okay, key areas: receiving area, storage area, parking area, dispatch area. You can have areas for consolidation. You can have areas where goods returned can be kept and all that. So all these are very key areas that are considered. Thank you. So material handling equipment, yes, I've mentioned forklifts. You can have conveyor belts, pallet trucks, cranes, etc., etc. There can be robots which can help as well, so that labor efforts and can be dwindled, as well as enhancing efficiency can be good. Okay, because it's all about how best to get things done quickly within the shortest possible time, so that customers will be adequately excited. There are a few challenges in warehouse management. What are some of them? What are some of them? Mumuni.
Yes, sir. High cost of maintaining a warehouse, sir.
High cost of, but why? Once you have been able to build it, you should be able to manage it. Or
Okay, so other challenges could be natural disaster. Let's say floods and then earthquakes, sir.
only those which you don't have control over, then that's fine.
Yes, sir.
Earthquake, flood, and things like that. Yeah, Sherry.
The poor handling and damages.
Poor handling and damage. Poor handling of. So what will cause them to poorly handle the equipment? Sherry.
Yes, sir.
What will cause that?
Causes of poor handling.
Yes.
I'll be back.
Okay. We'll be waiting.
Thank you.
Who are using it, they are poorly handling it. It means that you've not trained them.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Also means that probably they are not happy with what they are doing at the warehouse. They are not. If the person is not happy, sometimes they misbehave. But typically, when they are not trained to properly use it, and it's not as if it should be just one training. There has to be proper training management for your warehouse operators. Yes, Festus.
All right. Thank you, sir. Please, I want to talk about the challenges. I want to talk about spacing and layout.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. I see it to be a challenge in the sense that just as you mentioned, some of the items must be sorted for repackaging purposes and even for return of goods purposes. But at times, spacing becomes so difficult in the sense that um, at times it is difficult to have places to keep certain items. So this is my little intake.
Okay. Well, Well, so it means that poor warehouse management is a challenge. Anyway, yes, but with proper training, that can be averted. Yes, any other? Enoch, Queen. Enoch, Queen.
Sir, please, poor inventory control.
How will it affect?
Okay, if the inventory is not well controlled, the warehouse will mess up. If or the like looking for a product and the inventory control is not well managed, it will be difficult to identify that product.
Okay. All right. Well, Mina.
There.
Yes.
Please, somebody mentioned. Please, can you hear me?
I can't hear you.
Please, somebody mentioned high operational costs, but I couldn't explain it. I wanted to give something. So, how operational costs could be that cost of labor wages might go up because now you've employed a lot of people to take care of the warehouse. Also, you will need your utilities such as electricity and water. So this cost can reduce business profits.
Well, Mina.
Sir.
But when you were establishing a warehouse, didn't you know that you're going to employ people? And so you make provisions for them.
Right.
So what is
but
the
labor wages?
But didn't you know that you were going to pay workers?
Right, I did.
You want to go and marry, you don't have a job. You say you want to marry. Didn't you know that when you marry, you have to give your wife money to prepare food every day?
Okay, well noted, say.
Be a challenge in the marriage.
Well noted.
Are you getting the point?
Yes, please.
This one, it is more like a humanly generated challenge. But
okay.
Unless there is something, probably what can happen that you would indeed maybe you realize later on that the whole that business is not profitable.
Okay, sir.
And even that one, you have to reduce the size of your labor so that you can meet their need.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Welcome. Yes, Foster.
Okay, sir. Please, what about returns management? Like if a customer returns goods in a warehouse to restore them, it always makes difficult for the warehouse.
Yeah, that can be a challenge. That can be a challenge. Yes, Hassan.
Sir, please, I want to ask that as Hemina was trying to explain concerning the utilities, so spikes in the utility rates, are they also going to be challenges to the warehousing? Because if, let's say, rent has gone up so much beyond the anticipated rate, definitely it's going to be a challenge to to my understanding. I think it's going to be a challenge to the warehousing.
Yeah, so you're talking about spikes. Okay, so you had more or less an anticipated amount that or an established amount that you're paying, but there's been a spike. That can be a challenge. But
Yes,
not the utilities you are paying. That cannot be a challenge. When there's a spike, then there can be a challenge. Are you getting my point?
Yes, sir.
So it is only when there's a spike that they can say that is indeed a challenge. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, so let's Aaron also speak and then we can move on.
Yes, sir. The possibility of a warehouse being demolished for a future project, governmental project. Let's say the government wants to build a road.
And you go and build a, well, why do you have to go and build a, didn't you know that
So
the
they,
place was there? Didn't you know that that place was the road that you went to put the warehouse there? What due diligence did you do? Anyway, okay, so let's see. Damage or loss, high storage and maintenance costs, limited space, security risks. I think now buy security risks, inventory, and then damage or loss of goods. How can that be a challenge? Spikes in maintenance costs. That one I understand, but not just about maintenance, because you knew that you are going to have to pay maintenance costs. So that cannot be a challenge. Okay. Yes, Joseph, you have something to say?
Yes, sir. So about the challenge, I wanted to add, can a poor layout be a challenge? I don't know. Because I think poor layout,
Yes, it can be,
yeah,
because we don't have space to more or less consolidate. Okay, or the same space that you used to consolidate, the same space that you used to break bulk and all that. It becomes a challenge. Yes, sir. It becomes a challenge.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
So, yes, Elsie. Thank you, Aaron. Yes, Elsie.
Okay, first, please, I wanted to add up to what Wilhelmina said. Sometimes there will be some expenses that you would not expect. For an instance, at where I work, when we have a vessel, I work at a food store. When we have a vessel, it's like the work becomes too much that they will have to uh, request for casual workers to come and help. Yeah, so I think that one it adds some expenses to it.
Elsie, but you are making more money. The small one that you are giving to you, the extra labor that you have, that one you are complaining. How can you do
No,
that?
I'm not.
My friend, don't bring yourself. So, okay, well, who else wants to say something? Anyon, you have spoken. Please put your hand down. First, do you have something to add?
Sir, please, I want to ask if compliance can be part of the challenges, in the sense that at times I know you cannot stand up in a day to put up a warehouse. However, um, quality control, maybe the regulatory bodies like FDA and standard board authority would have probably some safety measures that one ought to be put in place, not even only in the construction, but even in maintaining the quality of the product throughout the chain. So I want to ask if that can also be a challenge, compliance. Thank you.
Yes, it can be, because sometimes you get harassed by some regulators, and that can be a challenge. Okay, that can be a challenge. They want to fish out everything and all that. They will just want to create some situations, and that can be a challenge. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
I don't know if Gabriel wanted to add something, but I saw your hand up.
I'll say it's fine.
All right. So there are modern trends in warehousing, using some automation and robots and all that. Is very, very important, because if you look at the huge warehouses that Alibaba, all these these people. Even in Ghana, if you go to the warehouse of Casaprecon, Petroleum Industries, it's a huge organizations, Belacqua, you will definitely realize that they need some form of automation because you cannot really get the efficiency that you want with just the use of people. And therefore, these systems actually helps in the fulfillment of the mandate of the warehouse. So especially smart warehouses where wherever you are, you can just click on something and something happens in the warehouse. It's very important. It's also a good thing.
It's good, but they are taking our jobs.
So we know how to use them so that you will sit behind the computer and then be pressing. Yes, that's how it is. You need to be smart and then know what your industry trends are so that you brace yourself for that. You train yourself to be ahead of the game. Okay, you don't wait for that unfortunate situation to happen. Every time you have to keep your eye on the ball and then make sure that you understand your industry trends. Because recently, Oracle laid off how many people? Told about 80,000 or 800,000 people. So you can imagine AI is indeed taking control of a lot of sectors. So you need to also brace yourself and know what it is, which areas that you should move into so you can become relevant, okay, in the foreseeable future. Okay, so warehouse actually supports transportation, as we indicated, inventory management, order fulfillment, customer service, and even with regards to other logistics activities like packaging, like you can talk about transport management, you can talk about inventory management, order fulfillment, demand management, and all that. All of them, there is a relationship between that because warehousing has to support all this for their mandates to be established. All right, so this is where we draw the curtain on warehouse and storage. Any questions? Any questions? So these slides were indeed brought in by Gabriel, and that is very commendable. And I think that we've used it decisively. I'll add what I have as well, but I mean, this is all encompassing, and I say that that is indeed a step in the right direction. Okay, and keep it up, Gabriel Kwesiapau. All right. Yes. So any questions, please, on what we have discussed today? We've looked at warehousing, storage. We've discussed, the essence of it. Why warehousing? Okay. We've looked at key features. We've also established the difference between storage and warehousing, its importance and the functions and the types. Okay, we all looked at the operations, what happens in there. I also mentioned that, they also have to look at recycling, reuse, and all those things. Yeah, and especially goods returned. Okay, all right, storage system, how they are stacked, palletized, etc. Layout, I've also indicated the reason why you need to have proper layout and design. Okay, so mention 3 factors that has to be considered when designing and laying out a warehouse. When I ask you this question, that you should discuss it, you should be able to tell me something, isn't it? Isn't it?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Very good. So remember that question. Okay, automation and robotics. I've mentioned that, ICT has become a very significant trend in managing warehouses, inventory, and other logistics activities. So it beholds on warehouse managers to be well abreast with this. Yes, George Ojiri. I've also mentioned about the relationship between
Good morning,
warehouse.
sir.
Yes, I'll be with you.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, I'll be with you. Warehousing and other logistics. I've mentioned the relation between warehousing and packaging, relation between warehousing and transport management, inventory management, and demand, even for demand forecasting. Okay, customer fulfillment or order fulfillment, customer service. What's the relation between warehouse and customer service? Okay, you should be able to say something, right? Or relationship between warehousing and distribution management. What's the relationship? You should know that. I'll ask you that. Okay? Okay. Any final questions, please? Ojiri.
Yes, sir. Good morning, sir.
Thanks. Good morning.
I was quite listening to all the lectures you have done today and related to where I am working now in the warehouse. And I thank you very much for the knowledge that you have also given to us this morning, because I was just relating exactly to what you are teaching, whether what we are doing here correspond with the teachings that you are giving to us. And then I want to say that thank you very much, because I see all the teachings that you are giving us this morning is related with what we are also doing here. I am working with the Melcom warehouse at the moment, like you're saying. We have one big warehouse at the Tema Free Zone at the moment. That is where I am at the moment. So I was just relating to what you are teaching this morning, whether what we are practicing here goes with the teachings that you are doing, and it's just exact what you are teaching. So that is what I wanted to thank you for the knowledge, because it's really emphasizing to me that what the management is doing here is in the right direction. So that is what I wanted to say. Thank you very much.
Mr. Ojiri.
Yes, sir.
Brought yourself. You have been you are in a warehouse. You are doing warehouse management. You did not even. Now that we have closed, you are coming to thank me.
No, I said that's why I was just relating to what we are.
About the functions of the warehouse. Why didn't you say anything?
That's what I'm saying. Yes, sir.
You
Sorry
were
for
quite
that, but yeah, I was quite listening to. That's what I was saying, sir. I'm not cutting you.
listening to you, and now everything that you said is on point and what? Ojiri.
Yes, sir.
Drink yourself this morning.
Next week I will come to meet. Thank you very much.
Then me, we are teaching what you are practicing, but on the other scores, I disagree with you that you keep quiet. You have talked about challenges. You have challenges in your warehouse, and you won't talk. And you wait, and when we are done, you come and stand there and tell us that.
Okay, sir. Next time I will not do that again. Pardon me, sir.
Ojiri.
Yes, sir.
Any other question?
No problem. I accepted my mistake, and it will not happen like that again, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Have a nice day.
All that we want to do is to practicalize what we are learning. That's why we use examples. That's why we are talking about how I think Gabriel was giving where he works using explosives. Sherry was also talking about where he works. People are using where they work. Rebecca was saying this and that. Vanessa Kunedu did not talk. Selena Tevia did not talk. The whole class, this whole class, we've not talked. Elizabeth Kankam was called. She was missing in action. Huh? Sandra Kamasa did not talk. All of you, I'm watching you. Those who come to class and don't talk. I'm watching you. Again, so it's
We
very
will not do that again, sir.
we practicalize whatever we are learning. So that as you inch along, you get to level 200, 300, it becomes very easy. But you have a very solid foundation. And you have you have put what you are learning, the theory, into practice. And that is what my philosophy is. So I thank you very much and have a wonderful time. If there are no more questions, any question, any final thoughts?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, go ahead, please.
Sir, thank you so much, sir. Sir, warehousing helps create buffers in period of global tension, and also helps industry and countries plan. In our part of the country, Ghana, in the energy sector, factors leading to the price build-up and government intervention. So, what pragmatic steps that we need as a country to take or build upon to be able to withstand some of these global tensions where some people are fighting and we are feeling it, as in contrast to other countries like Nigeria and other West Africa countries who are not being hit by these external factors.
Okay. All right. All right. I think that, you see, just as we are saying, it's all about preparation. When you saw this, all this coming up, you knew that definitely it's going to affect oil and gas. So what did you do? What due diligence did you do? What analysis did you do? You understand? Because you knew that because of, and it's an energy war. Okay, it's all about energy war and technology war, but principally about energy. Who controls energy and all that? Controls a lot of what happens in global trade. Okay, because energy is very, very key in every sector. Okay, so what did we do? And indeed, I'm sure that there were a few things in place. That's how come we've not have an escalated oil price for now. I think that recently we heard that there has been a cabinet meeting where some taxes are supposed to be, removed so that, we can have some respite as far as, the energy levies and fuel prices are concerned. And so, I mean, once you are prepared very well for some of these things, well, I mean, immediately they happen, you may not indeed feel it like that. So it's very important. I think that going long term, we should be looking at things long term, so that in the long term, we can indeed see that we are indeed using toll as much as we can, so that we can, and also making sure that we process a lot more of our food, and that's how come we can indeed avert some of these things. We need to own our economy. That's where we should get to, as much as possible. Yes, so that's what I will say. So I wish you the very best.
Say, our next topic for next week,
Material management. Okay.
material management.
Yeah.
And
So
you
I'll
promised to give assignment to.
an assignment sent to you via your course rep. You have to submit it on the LMS. So those who have not used it, those who don't know how to use it, make sure that you know how to use it, because that's the only way I can accept your assignment. I wish you the very best. Bye-bye.
Same to
Bye.
you. Bye-bye. Have a nice day, sir.
All clap for Gabriel Kwesi Apple. He has done well.
Well done,
Hooray.
Gabriel. Well done. Well done.
Gabriel,
Well done,
congrats.
Well done, Gabriel.
Give me money. Give me money.
I owe you
See,
a bottle of Coke.
Hello,
Oh,
hello, class.
Yes, sir, no, sir, no, sir.
the
Hello.
next class is in 3 minutes, so don't go.
Rama.
Yeah, please.
And now go die.
Hello.
Please, I'm going
Hi.
now to take something. I want to take tea. If you take some, follow me.
The next class is in 3 minutes.
Hello, please. Can we be silent, please?
Go ahead, Joseph. We are with you.
The session is still on record. So, and we are starting our next class. That's business accounting in the next 3 minutes, 9:15. and we are using this particular link for today's lectures. So let's just stay around and then wait for Mr. Avezo. I don't know.
Is
All
that
right.
Avevo or Avezo?
Avevo,
It's not
yeah.
the name. It's available.
Info.
Available.
Hey, Gable,
Thank
you
you.
did your math.
All right, thank you.
Nti yɛbɛgyina so sɛ yɛ anaasɛ dɛn? Yɛnkɔtwa yɛn ho mmerɛ.
Madam, Munko di dimla.
It's 9:15. We are starting 9:15, so
The
we check
lecture
time.
went for us for 2 minutes. So.
All right. Thank
Get
you.
into our
We did income statement last 2 weeks. We'll continue the examples, right? We didn't solve any question.
Yeah, we didn't cover it.
Okay, so that's what we are going to do today.
I hope so.
Ifo ganyo.
Mami dokuno la.
Frederick Fine. Gabriel.
Now, yeah. Makai, let me just clear